Treadmill stream returns. Welcome to my kingdom. Once again. It's the infamous back in the house once again. Lush One is the motherfucking GOAT. Demonetizing my stream off rip. Yeah. What's cracking? Feeling good this morning, despite the constant ebb and flow and fluctuation of my emotions, which are pretty contingent upon copious amounts of chemicals, and then which I take to deal with the insanity and stress of my daily life. What I'm gonna need y'all to do, I hate even giving the obligatory prompts that people that do live streams do, but if you're not liking, sharing, subscribing, and sending super chats, is you really gang? And at the very least, I need a lot of snowbot emojis in the chats. A lot of snowbot emojis. Got a lot on my mind, and this is a great way for me to process my thoughts before I get into the melee. This is my new form of meditation. Should probably have a better regime of prayer and meditation like I used to back in the day. Sometimes I've been recently, I want God in my heart and I want God in my life and I want a prayer, but I've been embracing some evil. Because I feel like the only way to get to where you're supposed to go. Oh, shouts to my boy, commas. Oh, damn. Uno season, let's go. He shot a twoski for a brewski. And it sucks because I'm not an evil person. But in order to be successful in this game, you have to embody a little bit of evil. Being nice to people, sparing people, stalling people out. We ain't got time for that. $2 for Khalil. How the hell do you know about Chaldeans? LOL. I know about Chaldeans. Really, the honest answer is because I've spent time in Detroit. And fucking with people, I probably would have never known. And I'm very, one of the most culturally educated people you'll come across. So it's never a surprise when there's an odd, or not odd, but a unique, very specific type of ethnicity that I'm aware of that most people aren't. But shouts to the Chaldeans, they're dope people, they're hardworking people, and they ain't no punks. And they're very activated out there all through Michigan, particularly in Detroit. But yeah, so that's how I knew about the Chaldeans. No rap cap. I want to really provide because I was so disjointed in doing it before. And I think right now, his back's against the ropes. He's sweating. He's feeling the pressure. He's ready to rank out. He's ready to tap out. The Ralph Sinatra gets top from a tranny song just really ruined his whole entire aura and fucked up his dome. And he, another two from Khalil. Damn, didn't know he was tapped in with the D. Brother, I'm everywhere, but I'm very. Detroit is one of my favorite cities. I got crazy Detroit stories. If y'all want, I can tell some Detroit stories soon. I was in some spunky situations, and I got a lot of love and a lot of people. Y'all need to get the likes up. Come on, bro. I know the stream just getting started, but come on, turn up. Yeah, what the fuck is we on, Cap? Let these fools know, Bappuccino. Come on, man. But, Mike Fame in the house. Yeah, if you ever got PCB talking about Chaldeans, if you outside in Detroit, you for sure have been around some Chaldeans. There's a marathon, not a sprint. I'm not gonna just get on here and run and be huffing and puffing. I'm trying to have a nice conversation and get my cardio, really get my circulatory system moving, just because I'd be stationary. Today, I got No Jumper News at fucking noon. And then we doing the music stream. I think Ralphie and them gonna be there. So I'm not really, it's a marathon, not a sprint, baby. But yeah, no, so this Ralph Sinatra thing, he's against the ropes. He's ranking out. He has deleted all the content off of his YouTube channel. He has removed his Ralph Sinatra moniker from Instagram. He is now going under the Vegas Combat name. I don't believe he even has an Instagram account, but it's on TikTok. And I think like the little pipe dreams of thriving and living in subcultures like I do, which is why he's so jealous and butthurt about me, is because he's just like the stay-at-home dad, failure, family man who really wishes he could have used his spare time to be involved in cool subcultures and pursuits and dick ride hip-hop and dick ride sneaker culture and dick ride fashion and just all that shit. But really he realized that he couldn't do that. He didn't have the ability or the charisma or just like the qualifications. So he went on I want to like break down the source of my animosity towards this guy. And really, once again, like you'll notice a recurring theme in everybody that I get into it with isn't like, and I'm not fucking playing the victim because I don't give a fuck. I'm not the victim, I victimize. Sharp fans are victims, you feel me? That's why they gravitate towards him. I am a victimizer. I will victimize you, Ralph, you feel me? I victimize lames. But it like, so I'm not playing the victim, but at the same time, I'm not the one that starts the funk, ever. I don't start shit. I don't start beef. I don't do anything. I respond. And my responses happen to be a little bit more impactful than the people that start shit. But it's never me. It's never me. And this is another example. Now, I'm not over here trying to like take the moral high ground or act like I'm this beyond reproach individual that doesn't do anything wrong, that doesn't deserve anything that happens to me. Nah, nothing like that. What I'm saying, my boy Khalil said you should do a doc about your life story. Okay, $5 super chat, thank you. There actually was, I've been featured in multiple movies. There's been characters based on me in movies, and there was a documentary produced by my boy Leonard in Culture, I think it's called Culture Uncensored. And he did a documentary of me, but with King of the Dot, and they interviewed a bunch of people from my life. But it was really, honestly, it was like just such a small glimpse and window, and it was all like, I don't feel like it was super true to me. It was a specific vision into a specific part of my life, and it really didn't do. I think like some of that footage though could definitely be re-rocked and turned into something crazy. Now to let y'all know, Lil Brazy was supposed to be had No Jumper yesterday, but it got rescheduled. Hopefully we could run that up soon. Even if I'm not the one actually interviewing him, I fucking have been trying to help facilitate that for a while because we need him to sit down with Munchie B bad and really see who the bloodiest is. But so let's do the whole Ralph Sinatra. Or we got time today. We just getting started. You feel me? Shouts to the 60 live viewers. We gonna run it up. We gonna probably have 200 in no time. Let's go crazy. Share, like, subscribe. Run it up. You feel me? We need them numbers. Appreciate all the super chats y'all sending. Keep them coming. I will answer whatever questions y'all got. And it's always free to drop them cocaine bots and become a part of the bot mafia. I'm thinking about doing something where we incentivize being a part of the bot mafia, and actually, I just don't know if I have enough of a, I just gotta flesh out what that looks like. If it would be like early song drops, early content drops. I don't exactly know what y'all as a community want, and I'm still kind of building it in its current incarnation. So I don't really know exactly what that looks like, but it's something I'm interested in fleshing out, and I definitely want to incentivize the people that come here and fuck with me first and foremost and show the love and all that. But $2 more from Khalil. Re-rock the footage. Who knows you like you? Yeah, exactly. I agree with you, but I also feel like there's got to be, when you're doing something like a documentary, I can't do it about myself. It has to be a collaborative process, and there has to be somebody that is, gearing it in a certain direction as well. and I don't want it to just become like some masturbatory like celebration of me. I wanted to show the good, the bad, the ugly, because I've lived an incredible life and touched a lot of incredible things, but I've also been marred in a lot of controversy, and that's all part of my story. To answer Jerron Thomas's $2 question, I've always loved, by the way, your Public Enemy PFP. I always thought that was fire. Yes, I am on No Jumper News today, and we are doing music after, but I don't think we're actually recording a new song today on the stream because Kenny Malice can't get off his motherfucking Clark Kent. He's stuck at his Clark Kent. I would say y'all should spam Kenny at a certain point and try to shame him into coming to the music stream because we can't record a song without him. To the person that asked if I'm high right now, do I look how you 20? Hey, Khalil with the motherfucking Twompski. Appreciate you, gang. He dropped Dubski for the culture. Appreciate you, bro. You feel me? Trill Khalil going crazy. Going crazy. You feel me? I'm rolling grapes and I'm in the land where the Oakland A's be. Come on, man. Hey, what's happening? With that being said, Ralph Sinatra. So, as you know, there's Kiki, aka Big Ski, the Glue. He used to be a security guard at No Jumper, wound up losing his job because he didn't accompany Adam 22 to O Block to be his security. Really more like his emotional support, like obligatory black friend for keeping it a stack, because there's nothing that Big Ski or anybody could do to protect somebody in a trench miles away, you know what I'm saying, thousands of miles away from where you're from. Like, there's nothing that could happen. If the O Block savages wanted to descend upon Adam 22, they could have, whether or not Big Ski was there or not. But the point is, Big Ski was getting paid. He had agreed. He didn't show up. Not only that, but Big Ski also lost his job because it had recently come out at that time that he was engaging in Sharp type activities. The same shit that Sharp did a million times but didn't get caught up for, Big Ski got caught up for. And that was trying to solicit the services of an underage woman as a pimp to procure for potential tricks. Now, to be fair, in Big Ski's defense, this was a victimless crime because the person he was talking to, trying to game up, was not an underage woman, in fact, but an undercover agent. All right, it was an undercover agent. So obviously he was trying to do some bunk. We could all agree. He trying to game up a young girl. He had her saved in his phone as Young Ho. That's literally the name he had. He knew she was 17 years old, per the conversation, but in reality she wasn't. So it's kind of like a Chris Hansen type thing, where they catch a motherfucker up. He didn't really do anything wrong. It's a victimless crime, but he was down to, and he attempted to. And just the mere fact that he attempted to, no bueno, got a charge, sat down. People weren't aware of that. Again, I do think it was kind of funny style of AD to be like, hey, yo, Adam, my brother would be a great security guard. Give him a job. And not tell him the fact that he had just had some pretty gnarly contentious sex charges, especially considering that Adam had just got through his own attempted cancelization and they tried to drag him. So Adam, it's in his best interest to stay as far away from anybody that got those weird type of charges as possible. So it kind of made things a little bit weirder, put Adam in a bad position, just more negligence and on AD's behalf, if I'm being completely honest. Let's keep it a bundle. Like, that's just like typical AD. AD didn't do it with bad intentions. He's trying to give his brother a job, but like when Adam's the dude putting you in position, no Sean Combs, and you move like that, it does. It normally winds up culminating in things like this, where people just lose their job randomly. Now, the third reason that Big Ski lost his job is even more fucked up. Shouts to South Africa in the building. The third reason is because Yuri was butthurt that Big Ski was rizzing up FPR. FPR wanted some BBC, being the little thought that she is. She used to get ran through by a lot of black dudes back in the day. So she's like, damn, I miss that BBC. Yuri's number 2 pencil of a pecker is not even penetrating. She's loose. I mean, like, we should change her name from FPR to LPR. Loose pussy. She's got that loose goose. She got that loose goose. Canada goose, she got that loose goose. Yeah, you feel me? You could drive a semi-truck. That Ford F-150 that was chasing me the other day, that caused us to back, that's like, could fit inside FPR's loose goose. So, she needed some BBC, was totally giving Ski all the fucking riz, was ready to bust it down for Big Ski, but he wound up going and liking some of her older pics. Yeah, everybody from now on, no more FPR. Let the people know it's LPR. LPR the ran through. LPR, aka ran through Riley. Ran through Riley, aka LPR, the loosest. Whew. Or you can just call her this. She's like this is the ASL for Riley's name. Ooh. Oh, it's musty. Riley Musty. You could always tell when Riley would walk in the building because it all of a sudden smelled like a fucking 7-Eleven hot dog station. When LPR walks in the room, it's just like, brrr. You could hear the fucking foghorns. Dude, even Jason Love couldn't feel the walls in LPR's fucking shit. It's so fucking disgusting. But with that being said, of course, you know, you would think that she was doing Yuri the favor. Now I'm starting to think that Yuri's doing her the favor. Because wasn't no one trying to fucking... If she needs that vaginal rejuvenation, you're going to need to get a sewing kit to restore her. I don't know, like, how many fools from the yacht was running through that? Was it the Nortes? Was it the Southsiders? Was it the black fools? Was it the white trash fools? She was just getting ran through regardless, you feel me? The Hoovers, I got $2 from the Hoovers. It's like, neighbor, little baby, this is the Hoovers. 7-3 live viewers, almost 7-4, while the Hoovers say, pull up the Figueroa and squabble the short sleeves for us. You're funny as fuck. I think that's Smack's job. With that being said, yeah, LPR with her fucking, just vast chasm of a vagina, you feel me, was definitely craving Big Ski. And then it's like she tried to do some Emmett Till shit and do some dog whistling shit and was tripping because why? Because he had liked some older pics of her, but really it's because Yuri felt uncomfortable. Yuri felt uncomfortable that Big Ski was risen up LPR, and then so he said, he's sexually harassing her. So these 3 things at once occurred, and then Adam had to get Big Ski the fuck out of here. Now, the crazy part is that I want to say this was maybe September or October. October the latest, I want to say September of 2022. And this is right around the time where a young, boisterous, sober, hungry, depressed, sad boy named Lush One was walking in the room and having, you feel me, jaws drop left and right with his amazing abilities. FPR wanted to open the walls. I was like, oh no, it stank. You feel me? But LPR. But it was right around the time I began my tenure at No Jumper and was added to the Tom Segura communication. Comparisons are hilarious and I'm here for it. That's my dad. Tom Segura is a hip hop head, by the way, for those that don't know. Then they added me to the now infamous Melvin's Room group chat, which was the original, the main No Jumper group chat from that era. Who was in there? Adam 22. Was Josh? I don't even know if Josh was in there. Sharp. AD. House Phone. Blazzy. Yuri. Fucking T-Rail. Duno. It was like the whole It was like the whole cast except for Gina, because there was no girls allowed in the chat for whatever reason. I'm not mad at that, by the way. And nothing against Gina. I'm just not mad at there not being women in that chat. I think it probably wouldn't have been the most pleasant group chat for them to be in, and definitely like an insight into the degeneracy of minds like this. And Suspect and Sharp would like oscillate in and out. They would leave the chat and re-enter. Sharp was constantly getting into it and being, just his usual bitch-made self. But like literally, I want to say within 24 hours of me being in the group chat, there's this whole fiasco of Yuri and Big Ski going back and forth, which culminated in the firing of Big Ski. And but here's the thing now Big Ski, weird charges aside, lame brother aside, all that, Big Ski was mad cool. Like if you would go to No Jumper, he's the first person that would greet you. Most solid security guard that we had. I mean, Tone was probably a better actual security guard, but Big Ski was cool as fuck. $2. Jose is no say, Flacco. Yep, you're absolutely right. But Big Ski was like he was cool as fuck, and he was a vibe. If you would like just come there, he would make you feel comfortable. When I first was showing up at No Jumper, I felt like kind of like an outsider there. I was a new kid in school. People didn't really give a fuck. They weren't really tripping on me or what I had to say or what I had going on. And I wasn't really trying to be in the mix. I mean, I wanted to be in the mix, killer, but I wasn't really trying super hard to make my presence felt. I was laying low and just kind of doing my thing. Really, the cool thing is, when me and Disaster first had our initial podcast on No Jumper, the God Tier podcast, we'd only be there once a month. And we'd have to film 3 episodes in a row. Like we were like the people under the stairs. We were like the redheaded stepchildren. We're like the other kid. We're like a child called It. We were like locked in the basement, not fed, not allowed to go to school. We were homeschooled. We were like the kid born with Down syndrome that was like kept separate from the world back in the time where like retarded people were treated like they were just like the dregs of society. That's like essentially what our relationship to No Jumper was at that time. That's how like unimportant we felt and were. So like we're there once a month, but Kiki, Big Ski, was always showing love. Big Ski was always like the nicest guy. He welcomed us in. You feel me? He would always chop it up, had good vibes, and when he would sit in the room while we were podcasting and watching, being like, man, you guys are so dope. I learned so much about hip hop fucking with y'all. They need to be showing you more love over here. Y'all got the dopest shit. Like he was a huge advocate, and for that, like that encouragement, and that's like pretty much the vibe that Big Ski had with most people. That's just kind of what his energy was like. But for me, that added, okay, I'll turn the incline up. You feel me? Turn the incline. Why the incline won't go up? I don't know. Turn the speed up a little bit. But so I really fucked with Ski's energy. Oh, I was a little bit too much. Just like too bouncy. I want to make sure I'm having a good conversation too. This isn't just about the treadmill. The treadmill is just like a bonus. I really want to make sure that I'm giving y'all good content and having a good conversation and breaking shit down. So this is all the stuff that's on my mind. So, and I need to give you the context because like you hear me say Ralph Sinatra, you heard the song Ralph Sinatra Gets Taught from a Training. You see me on my Instagram stories roasting this fool. Why? Where are the tirades coming from? Let me break it down and let me give you the current status, because right now Ralph is waving the trans flag. It's coming out of his asshole. His entire family is hiding and cowering in a bunker from the barrage of missiles. And he's having PTSD flashbacks from his time spent in Afghanistan, where he wasn't just defending our country, but he was sexually abusing women. He was sexually abusing women villagers in Afghanistan and thought it was funny. This fool would brag about that shit to us like it was funny. But don't trip. I'm going to get to all that. We're not there yet. I didn't realize how weird this guy was. Should have off rip. So my first experience with Ralph Sinatra was shortly after that, as well as Big Rick. Now, a lot of y'all know Big Rick. Y'all have seen him on this channel. Might have seen him around No Jumper. You know he's a friend of mine. He's a good dude. Meeting Big Rick was the best experience, was the best part of going to that studio, and subsequently the rest of the people that now encompass the Lush World team, and we're all kind of jugging and grinding together. Would have never met OTG Nick, Kenny Malice, Mango, you know, You Ain't Harmful. These are my dogs. Now I probably could have met them under different circumstances, but we were all trapping in the same studio, and that kind of laid the foundation for us becoming the squad that we are now. And I want to give Big Rick big props for helping facilitate all that, because if it wasn't for him, that shit wouldn't have gone down that way. All right, so I'm smoking all that ecstasy and that Abigail. Y'all know what the fuck going on. You feel me? R.I.P. Pat. With that being said, so I started. I got a call from Kiki one day. First, I saw that he was opening his own studio. Apparently, this is the rumor, that Kiki had found 2 Mexicans with money that are willing to invest in him. Now, the real story is this. This guy, Ralph Sinatra, who at the time was 47 years old, still tried to dress like a 15-year-old hype beast, but he has no connection to the culture. But he would this dude was he wanted to launch his own podcast. He wanted to launch his own apparel line. He wanted to do a bunch of stuff. They're all just half-baked, corny ideas that somebody 30 years younger than him would have thought of. Maybe his brains melted from the PTSD from raping all the women in Afghanistan. I don't know what it is with Rafael Sinatra, you feel me? But this dude, when he was over there, or when he came home and was a stay-at-home dad, because his bitch Veronica the hoe. His bitch Veronica the hoe, she's an escort. You know the bitches that they get a cute bitch to show you a home, and if you're on the fence about buying it, she just, strips down and drops to her knees and sucks you off. You feel me? Drake has bars about this. If you don't believe that this is a real thing, anybody that's ever purchased a house or purchased property know about the escorts. And Veronica, aka Ralph Sinatra's bitch, his slutty wife, so that's what she is for a living. She slangs cat. You feel me? She slangs cat under the veil of being a real estate bitch. But we know that she really just opens her butthole for anybody that wants to buy, to give her 2% commission. You know what I'm saying? She's damn near at first I was like, this might be a good woman and I should stall her out. But now after seeing really where she's at with it, nah. That escort is getting fucking put on blast too, and I hope her business and her life and everything else associates with it with her crumbles, because she's unable to get her fucking bitch-made man-child of a man who sits at home all day, taking care of their kid, obsessing about me on Reddit, being a fucking loser. Literally, now he's 50, because it started when he's 47, he's 50, acting like this. Now, at first, Ralph Sinatra, before he tried to suck Big Ski's dick, what was he doing? Well, Ralph Sinatra was uploading some of the gayest content that YouTube has to offer. He's like, hello, my name is Ralph Sinatra. I'm a 50-year-old man with no friends. And I'm gonna go to SneakerCon. I'm gonna go to ComplexCon and SneakerCon. I wanna check out the new shoes. Hey, here's Jeff Hamilton. I wonder if he'll do a video with me. Hey, well, I don't really want these Nikes. I think these ones might be cooler. He's trying to dick ride antiquated sneaker culture that had already been played out, looking for fucking his favorite Nikes on some loser shit, making a video about it that couldn't even amass 400 views in 5 years. His second video that he made is when he reached out to who? It's when he reached out to Big Ski. Now, Big Ski was, I think, at the transitional phase He was still working for No Jumper, but this is right when he was about to no longer be there. And Big Ski did this, he got reached out to by Ralph. Ralph wanted to suck his dick. So, not only that, before that, Ralph had made a box of clothes. He made like a box of clothes, just like you could order on Alibaba, put his logo on it, and sent it as a gift at the end of the day. So like he got a shout out on at the end of the day, opening the Ralph Sinatra package. Like this guy's 50 acting like this, bro, with no connections to the culture. I mean, this dude says he's a hip hop head, but he also said he's never been around black people, has no black friends. Now, growing up where he grew up in Pacoima, which is pretty racially divided and predominantly Hispanic, still kind of strange that you would have no interactions with black people because there is a black population. That's like, to put it in perspective, that's where the 2 P's and a B's are from. That's Black 100's hood. So there definitely black people out there, but he's racist, doesn't like, he would always like make jokes saying fucking the words in Spanish that are super racist against black people. I'm not even gonna repeat them. You ain't gonna get me on camera saying that shit. You ain't gonna have me saying that shit, period. You feel me? More like, share, subscribe. Where the fuck? Come on, man. Run us up, man. Where the fuck y'all at, fool? We gotta be deeper in this bitch. This is crazy. So then this fool, so Ralph's new. I hate when my screen disappeared like that. Y'all can hear me good? Y'all can hear me good? I don't know if this fucked up the, make sure y'all can hear me good, because I really need to tell y'all this shit, all right? Sorry, yeah, it's bugging, it's good now. All right, so Ralph Sinatra, the tranny lover, so he tried to sponsor No Jumper Sports, and there was like some random flag football game, and he was like, we're gonna be Team No Jumper Sports, and it was him, and he got Big Ski, he got a bunch of fucking jerseys made for a team. And by the way, the team, like the footage has been removed because now Ralph Sinatra is humiliated by his existence since I put him on blast and let the world know that he gets shot by a tranny. But like I was saying before, oh yeah, he had no connection to black people. In fact, he thought he wanted to start a show called LA Native. He wanted to start a show called LA Natives, which he had for a while on the pop-up channel. We'll get into that soon. But here's the thing, you're not from LA. Pacoima is the Valle. That's the motherfucking valley. That is not LA. You are not an LA native. You've never even barely set foot in LA. And to the crazy part, you don't even fly out of LA when you fly out of Burbank Airport probably. You never enter the Los Angeles municipality. And when you do, you have no idea what's going on and you're super out of touch with the culture. Why? Why are you super out of touch with the culture? How do I know that? Well, you specifically said on multiple occasions, you thought that Bloods and Crips were only in Compton. I just thought that was in Compton. I don't know what would give this paramecium-sized brain, uncultured fucking little man that even though he's traveled to foreign countries, has such an insular bubble that he lives within, he thought that there was only Crips and Bloods in Compton, maybe because he heard an NWA song when he was in high school, in between fucking all the racist fucking music he was listening to. The dude, he fucks with like white boys that are pretty much like on some wood shit, and he fuck with mainly essays, and that's who he'd be around. He don't fuck with black people at all. This dude wanted to have a show adjacent to the No Jumper universe called LA Native when he's not from LA. So this should just give a little bit of indication. We don't even got to get into the shorts that he would wear. We don't got to get into just his apparel and just how lame of a person he was and the trannies he used to cheat on his wife with, him having more STDs than his wife and she don't even know. Kind of the same thing as Loose Pussy Riley. Like LPR has a gang of diseases that Yuri don't have. Like figure that out. Like she's fucking more people than he's fucking. It's crazy how that works. Now, Vero, Mrs. Ralph Sinatra, Veronica, she's an escort as well. She slangs pussy. So it's essentially the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's essentially the same thing if we're keeping it a bundle. With that being said, so he one day, the big, Kiki's not really, Kiki winds up losing his job at No Jumper. and Ralph sees an opportunity. Ralph's like, damn, such an interesting guy, I'm gonna be a podcaster because people want to hear my LA native show, even though I'm not from LA, and we're gonna get our own shit cracking. The only problem is Ralph survives off of paltry sums. His wife gives him an allowance. He gets a $1,400 pension every month from the military. Pretty fucked up. Now, I have homies in the military that actually put in work and served our country. And 30 years later, 20 years later, they're still getting guapped out big fat checks, living in mansions, because they were really necessary parts of the military, not people that were raping, sexually abusing women in villages and doing things that could potentially get them dishonorably discharged. You feel me? So there's a big difference between like my homies who are real military legends and people like Ralph Sinatra, the tranny topper that, you know, gets domed up by trannies. So big difference. So then this fool Ralph hits up Kiki and hits up his boy Big Rick, because he's known Big Rick his whole life. I think Big Rick was homies with his brother or something like that. But they both kind of grew up in a similar area. Big Rick's always been a solid dude. Now if you know about Big Rick, did a lot of time in prison. The feds, came home, became a millionaire out the trucking game. Very cool guy. So he hit up Rick and was like, yo, Rick, I got a good business idea. At the time, Rick's stupid up. He's like, hey, here's what we gonna do. Like, you should invest in this podcasting shit. Rick didn't even know. He's like, podcasting? I don't give a fuck. Rick's like playing Call of Duty. He has no interest in podcasting. I mean, he likes some rap songs and shit, but he don't give a fuck about hip hop like that at all. He's just like, that's not one of his interests. That's not something he cares about. But he still is like, all right, let me see what you got going on. Ralph, long story short, finesses Rick. He shows him No Jumper, hops on No Jumper's dick hella hard. Not Rick, Ralph. And decide, and it's like, yo, here's fucking, if we need some money, let's build a studio. Rick is looking to always diversify his portfolio with investments that make sense, and he wants to help his friend. His friend preyed on his good nature to try to hit a lick to clout chase. So what did his friend do? He had Rick put up this dough. Rick's an investor, you feel me? He had Rick put up this dough, but really like under false pretense. He didn't give Rick the real synopsis. He didn't really break down the risks. Now you can't fully blame Ralph for being the finesser when, you know, Rick, I think Rick was just more being kind than he was being dumb. I think Rick knew the whole time there's a big chance this wasn't going to turn out good. He thought at the very least, though, that Ralph would be a man of his word and take up what he agreed to do. So what he agreed to do was pay the electricity bill. Rick said, I'm going to buy all the studio equipment, and I'm going to pay for the studio, and we're going to get this vision going. And the vision that Ralph sold him on was Kiki having his own podcast called The Pop-Up Studio. Instead of doing any real actual research on how to build a podcast studio, he listened to Kiki, the former security guard, mind you, had No Jumper, and Kiki told him what cameras to buy, all this. By the way, horrible advice that Kiki gave as far as what equipment was necessary and all that. It was not the most cost effective. None of it made sense, and it took a long time for it to even get to work. I don't blame Kiki for that. I blame the business guys for not doing proper business. And regardless, they went over there, tried to get it started. Now this is where I met Ralph, is when they finally did the first launch of the official pop-up studios. It was supposed to be a big celebration. There was going to be a barbecue. It was all Ralph's idea. But here's the problem. Come the day of the fucking event, Ralph has no money. And he forces Rick to pay for everything. He's like, damn, you know, hey, I know the big homie with some money he's going to do. He finessed his own homeboy. After finessing his own homeboy to buy equipment, buy a studio, build the whole shit, and do it just to feed his own hubris, just to feed his ego and make it seem like he's the man and got something cool going on, even though he has no real plan, no ambition, no experience, and all of this is hinging upon Kiki, a guy who essentially just got disgraced by being shown to be a sex offender. All right. Now, I fuck with Kiki. I got no problem with Kiki, but the fact that Ralph didn't tell Rick that he's now effectively getting in business with a sex offender when Rick is what? Rick had just done 12 years in the Fed. Rolling with who? Rolling with the people. You feel me? The homies. The big homies. I don't got to elaborate. I think y'all know who the fuck I'm talking about. So there's certain policies, particularly in that organization, which are it's a no-go, any type of sex charges. That's why people like Sharp, Sharp's a white boy, so it doesn't really matter. But if Sharp was Mexican, he'd be in a lot of trouble when he go behind them walls. Because the SAs ain't fucking with you if you have sex charges of any kind. That includes human trafficking, formerly known as pimping and pandering, all that shit. It's all bad for people like Sharp. So the fact that he didn't tell his homie that right there is crazy. It should be really just, again, further indication of the dude's deplorable lack of moral fiber, deplorable character, and just how much of a, Sharp is white. That's why I said my coke is white as Sharp, my coke white as Sharp, my hair on Travis Ford complexion. Exactly, you feel me? Sharp is a white boy, bro. Culturally, physically, I want to see Sharp's 23 and me, if I'm being honest. I think that's just going to say, like, fucking 37% Tibetan, motherfucking 15% Caucasus Mountains. He got some Yugoslavian. He might have a little bit. This dude probably got 2% North African DNA and thinks he got an N-word pass from that. Like, no. Sus is definitely not whiter than Sharp. Sharp needs to spend 6 hours in a fucking Miami sun tanning bed in order to even resemble a person of color. I think me and Sharp are the same complexion, if I'm being honest. Exactly. He's green. He's the same color as Roger Klotz. Like, come on, bro. We're not even on Sharp's bitch ass right now. But Sharp is a part of this story because the first time I've been talking to Sharp, and me and Sharp have been cool, but the first time we hung out in person is this event. I picked Sharp up, you feel me? He was staying at a Dope Fiend motel in Burbank. Literally staying at a Dope Fiend motel. Like, there's people doing crystal right next to him. Picked him up. I'm sober at the time, mind you. This is like sober Lush era. This is, like I said, October, November of 2022. I swoop up Sharp. We go all the way to the depths of Santa Clarita. This studio is so fucking far away, it's ridiculous. We go all the way, and I will give Sharp props on something. I don't know if this was true or not, but I was driving, and I'm a great driver. I never get in accidents. The accident the other day was obviously not me driving, you feel me? If I was driving, I done shook the Johnnies in motherfucking, in Saturns. I done shook the Johnnies in Volvos. I could have shook whoever was on our helmet in 2 stoplights. But my homeboy, you ain't hard fool, love him to death, he got no handles. Now I'm driving, and this is like a weird Sharp tactic, and in retrospect, at first I was like, damn, Sharp's a really good guy. This shows how helpful he is and what a cool dude he is and how caring he is, but now it makes me realize it was probably Cap, and he's probably doing something to try to ingratiate me, make me feel like I owed him in some capacity. So this is what fucking Sharp did, right? I'm driving, all of a sudden, he's like, yo, Sharp like swerves, grabs my wheel and swerves me out of the lane, says I was about to hit somebody. To this day, I didn't see the car. I don't believe it's true. I think he was trying to make it seem, this is the type of shit that Sharp does. He tries to like foster this need in people, like, or this idea in people's heads that they really need him. You feel me? It's kind of like the same thing I was breaking down about the third step of recovery. And, God complexes and trying to control the way people perceive you and trying to make it seem like people need you and want to be down with you, when in reality, that's not the case. When in reality, you don't need them whatsoever, and that shit terrifies them, so they're going to do whatever they can to make you think that they're these altruistic, giving, loving people that are here to help you. I wasn't going bap into nothing. If anything, Sharp grabbing the wheel almost made me bap. But at the time, my dumb ass completely caught up, like all of his victims in his fucking community. I was like, oh wow, so church really fucking saved my life right there. Tabernacle, thanks, praise Fillmore, Slim, Jesus, and fucking and Too Short, straight the fuck up. So we wound up pulling up to the spot, and I could tell that like these dudes were just hardworking guys, didn't really have the most money. Rick is successful, but I also could tell that he was God tier manipulation, $2 from fucking Khalil, and it's super transparent in retrospect, and I've actually dealt with like textbook narcissists who would manipulate Sharp into fucking slinging Kulo on the blade. They're so fucking devious. Like, I've actually encountered and dealt with real life demons. So Sharp is like fucking mid when it comes to that, but I'm not gonna lie, his manipulation tactics run deep to the fact that he's willing to go to the extent of forcing a freeway accident and narrowly avoiding death in order to try to like harbor some types of loyalty. You know what I'm saying? Like, that right there is fucking crazy. That right there is crazy. Yeah, he grabbed the wheel. I'm sober because he thought that he made it try to seem like I was about to back when I was switching lanes, which wasn't true at all. And the more and more I think about it, it's retarded. And there wasn't you would think that when something like that happens, if you're narrowly avoiding bapping a car, you're going to hear beep, beep, you're going to see the car is going to pull up and be like, what the fuck, bro? Da-da-da-da. Nothing like that happened. Because why? Because there was no imminent danger. There was no pending car accident. It was just Sharp being the fucking weirdo that he is, trying to plant the early seeds of manipulation. Now, he also thought, he's like, oh, I'm going to get some money out of these Mexicans. He talks about how loyal he was a no jumper. He was trying to get a $100,000 contract from these guys. He was, I'll leave no jumper for $100,000, church. But there was no $100,000 contract. These guys never even had the money or resources or desire to do that. Rick was already regretting. I could already tell as soon as I met him. He's like, what the fuck did I get myself into? Where is the money here? They're trying to set up their streams. Nothing's working. Eventually, short story long, I could like spend a lot of time on the anecdotes of like what happened that night and just Sharp trying to get in Ralph's pockets. Ralph not even being the one that had money. Ralph trying to fucking show off and act like he was hard, driving his fucking wife's BMW 3 Series. By the way, shouts to everybody that can afford a BMW. If you drive a 3 Series, you're a female. That's a girl's car. You're better off driving a fucking Chrysler than a 3 Series. If you have a dick and balls, if you're a man, you have no business behind the wheels of a 3 Series. Yeah, like an M3 or some shit. Yeah, like a little sports car. But if you're driving like a fucking 3, come on, bro. Come on, bro. You need at least a 5. You need at least, I used to have a 5 Series. I took an older 5 Series as opposed to driving a brand new 3 Series. Because why? Because why, guys? Because I'm not a bitch. Ralph Sinatra's a bitch. Drives a 3 Series. Yo, Ralph Sinatra's passwords on his social media was about his car, like BMW 3. What a fucking fad, bro. Seriously, his whole entire existence contingents upon being proud of a car that fucking Highness drive. That is exactly anything less than a 5 Series. You are a baby mama. That is a baby mama car. Shouts to our 100 fucking viewers. I knew I was about to be sick if we ain't hit at least 100 bop bop. I was expecting way more numbers. Hopefully we continue to go up, but I'm glad we hit that 100 because every time a player go live, I should be instantly at 100 when I'm doing a music stream. My goal is by the end of the month, anytime I go live for a music stream, we're hitting 1,000. And anytime I go live, just regardless if I'm doing a treadmill stream, I should be hitting 500 on all of these every single time. Dollars, not viewers. Not starting viewers and then dollars. You feel me? So yeah, back to the lecture rat hand. So we're moving, like that whole night, just, you know, Ralph trying to act like he's way more the man that he is. Nobody gave a fuck. It didn't matter. Wound up dipping. Now, Within, I want to say a month and a half max, the pop-up studio has completely fallen apart. Rick has become aware, Big Rick has become aware that Ralph deceived him and had a convicted sex offender. He finessed him into a deal with a convicted sex offender, which, you know, even though I think Rick thought that Kiki was a cool guy, he never would have got into business with him, respectfully, if he would have known what the fuck timing Big Ski was, you know, what the nature of Big Ski's charges were. Now, Big Rick still tried to help him. Big Ski had pretty much essentially moved into the pop-up studio, wasn't supposed to be, but he was living there. Rick tried whatever he could do to help him. Ralph pretty much abandoned ship and wasn't doing anything. Ralph was doing a fucking terrible job. Like, he pretty much shirked all responsibilities, and he stopped paying the fucking electricity bill. Instantly stopped paying the bills. So Ralph is just on some bunk time, right? Now, I had befriended Rick, so me and Rick are talking on the regular, and he's kind of telling me his frustrations about what's going on with the studio. I'm trying to give him advice, letting him vent. I'm talking about what I got going on at No Jumper. Eventually, I get fired a couple months later from No Jumper. It's March of 2023. After I get fired, I start doing streams on my homie Kyle Gray, Avocado's channel. You feel me? Ruin Your Day. Now, Ruin Your Day is a channel that I've been a part of since its inception. It's not my baby, but it's like my nephew. You feel me? And I helped build that motherfucker. Been involved. Kyle's one of my really good friends. I was living in a room at his crib at the time. That's where Geechee Gotti does his podcast. That's where a lot of podcasts was filmed. And I started and I was like, you know what? I had the Lush World channel, which is pretty much like a disjointed collection of random clips that I was uploading back in the day and different songs and shit. But there was never like a real clear direction for the Lush World channel. And the Ruin Your Day now is over 100K subs. At the time, it was like 92. I helped get it up to 100 subs around that time when I did what? When I fucking was like, yo, what's up, Kyle? Let me start streaming and doing my own thing on your channel. And he was kind enough to allow me to do that. So I started fucking streaming on there, did a couple music streams, did like my initial response to getting fired stream, which went up. I had like fucking 5,500 live viewers. Clip hit over 100K, was doing good. I'm doing good content over there and I'm happy about it. But around that same time, Big Rick and Ralph Sinatra are hitting me up. You feel me? So Ralph Sinatra hitting me. Rick's hitting me. They're like, please come to the studio. You should do your stream over here. You should start working over here at this studio. Build your channel, blah, 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 blah. You can use it for free. We don't give a fuck. We just want you to come here and do your thing. We believe in you. We know you're kind of going through a rough time. Come through. I'm like, bet, say less. At the same time, their studio's losing money on a daily basis. And their shit's getting fucked. And Rick is now having to eat this massive bill. You know, it's like a couple bands per month for the rent. They got a fucking studio space in Santa Clarita. The light bill's crazy. They have all this equipment. Rick's already like 30, 40 bands in at this point, just taking a massive L. And he's like, what could I do? Like, what could I do to turn this around? And I was like, well, why don't we all start trapping together? You feel me? Like, what I told him was like, y'all need a big interview. Y'all need one big interview. And they already had, because they've been working with Lupe. Now, keep in mind, it's not just Big Ski who fell out with Ralph Sinatra. It's Lupe. It's fucking Flip. It's fucking, I can name like 10 people that were over there working that all fucking got to do with Ralph and decided he was a bitch and stopped fucking with him. Ralph Sinatra, the biggest bitch. And I haven't even got into all the janky shit that he did. I'm just like, this whole first hour has just been providing the context of what a fucking loser and what a piece of shit he is. Because I didn't even get into what he started doing. So I come over there, right? And they try to set up the first stream, and it's me responding to some Adam shit, right? I do the stream on my own platform over there. It does really well. And simultaneously, they're telling me, We need to, like, what can we do to revive our shit? The pop-up studio or the pop-up channel is bunk skunk. The studio's bunk. I'm trying to help them rearrange shit, set it up so it look cooler. Because, you know, like, Ralph has absolutely no taste, even though he's a dick rider, and Rick's just from a completely different world. You know, he's from the trucking world. So he's like, I'm trying to show him what's like lit, what's hip hop, how to get shit popping properly and shit. And I was like, look, see, you already have a relationship through Lupe with C-Mac. Let fucking C-Mac, like, pay C-Mac. Break him off $1,500, guarantee his first interview back is with y'all. We'll pick him up from fucking the Pinta, make a whole vlog about it, and it'll go up and it'll revive your channel. They're down. Now the problem is, Ralph made a huge mistake around that time, and I think he was uploading content that he didn't own. He did some bullshit that wound up getting his page blanked. So no, he didn't get his page blanked. He got the pop-up studio demonetized. So the pop-up YouTube channel now is no longer able to get demonetized. So they're really fucked. So if they put up that $1,500, they would have lost it instantly, right? So we're like, all right, what do we do? I think it was either $1,500 or $2,500, I forget. But then they were like, Lush, you have your YouTube channel, your shit's, and I just got monetized. After one video, boom, I got hit up by my people from Quarter Labs. I'd been fucking, like the dude that owns Quarter Lab, which is the YouTube agency that AD, Pun, fucking, so many people are signed to. They're my partners in real life. I've known them for years from battle rap, like from the grind time era. The dude Gray that owns that is my dog. So it's nothing new. It was easy for me to get that deal. Boom, got the deal with Quarter Lab. I'm already monetized. I'm like, what's up? My channel's monetized. Y'all could use that. Cool. We gonna trap it out. They tried to fucking finesse me into some shitty ass deal, bro. They tried to get me to sign some deal that would effectively, for this one investment, give them 33% of the fucking YouTube monetization. I wasn't going for it. I was bullshitting them. I was like, oh yeah, I love my lawyer writing. I had no intentions of ever getting on paperwork with them, and thank God, not Big Rick, because I'll still get on paperwork with Big Rick for a situation if it makes sense. Because Big Rick is my dog. You feel me? That's my brother in real life. But Ralph Sinatra, never. Thank God I didn't fucking sign paperwork with his bitch ass. So around this time, as we're getting ready to embark on this first C-Mac interview and we're starting to do little content, I'm noticing some weird shit, some weird dynamics between Rick and Ralph. And the main thing I'm noticing is that this fool Ralph loves doing practical jokes. Now this is a 50-year-old man and he likes doing little jokes. He's always talking shit about Rick. He's acting like a real hyena, like a real chismoso, like trying to sow seeds of discontent, get in someone's ear, talk shit about them. Real Game of Thrones. I don't know if he learned that from trying to weasel his way into corporal ranking in the military. You know, he seemed like he's really giving off like hall monitor energy, snitch energy, bitch ass energy, hyena energy, and it was like, and I didn't realize that so this dude at that time, he said, oh yeah, we're trolls. If you didn't know, we're trolls. Now I'm like, at the moment, got PTSD because I just lost my fucking job at No Jumper by succumbing to the power of trolls. Clearly my fault, clearly a retarded thing to do, to even put myself in a vulnerable enough position to allow trolls to get up in that ass. But I did, and they gave me a full proctology exam, opened the asshole with Das Boot. So it was, I dealt with trolls a lot, and the fact that now I'm supposedly entering a new venture and a new partnership with what's supposed to be my new team, these old ass men, this old man Ralph, who's 50 years old, is now telling me he's a troll and showing me he has multiple accounts that he uses to talk shit. Now, there's one thing if you're using that for powers of good, for helping us, but no, he'll be on the couch next to me while I'm podcasting, using alias accounts, talking shit in the chat. Now, first he's really on Rick's helmet. He's trying to cause a divide and conquer between Rick and myself. He wants Rick and me to have beef. So I'm like, hell nah, you feel me? I could already tell Rick way more solid than you, but he's trying to plant these seeds. Like, I have all the screenshots, I have all the text messages in my own phone of him trying to just like talk about how pathetic and embarrassing Rick is, and Rick da-da-da-da, Rick this, Rick that, when really it's him. Like, Rick is in a happy relationship with this girl. Ralph was trying to use the fucking studio to get pussy, to get clout. And really what he's into is trans. We didn't find that out till later. Hey, whatever floats your boat. But he's got his escrow escort bitch at home, and he's getting topped off by trannies, and then he goes and while his kid plays Roblox, he's using alias accounts to hate on us. He even went as far as posting racist comments about China Mac, racist jokes about China Mac eating dogs under the Lush World name. And it took him hours to admit that it was him. We had to do like a whole little mock trial type shit before his bitch ass was like, yeah, it was me, the old man. Then this dude was literally, this is how like diabolical it was. It was so weird. It's like you think you have people that are on your team that are helping you win, but their exact objective is to see you fail. They want to see you crash out. This dude, if there was people that would send super chats, he would go and ban them from the channel. He would block people from the channel that were supporting. He would create other accounts to go talk shit. He would use Reddit accounts to try to make us look bad and talk down on us, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. Eventually, I was pretty much over it at the studio. I still fucked with Big Rick, but the vibes were just so shitty there, dealing with Ralph, and Ralph hadn't even been showing up. I decided, like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I tried to dip from that studio 3 times in the course of like my tenure there. And every time I went back and fucked with it again on the strength of Big Rick and the other homies. Right? So now this fool, Ralph eventually stops paying the bills. It's getting really janky. He's talking shit. Him and Rick are getting into it really bad. But he's like pretending that he's still cool with me. We're having decent dialogue. Now, mind you, I had already was in crash out mode. I'm trying to build this channel at the time, and even though it wasn't really going that favorably for me, that was my primary ambition. That's what I wanted to do. I thought I had a team helping me, but it was all disenfranchised. And but what everybody wanted and knew was the best, all the people around me, what they wanted was me to go back at No Jumper. I didn't think that it was possible. Mind you, I'm already in a Rolling Stone article talking dumbass shit about Adam, trying to fucking slime him out. I've already made several streams going at him, going at his wife, just being out of control, you feel me? Being friendly with all of his ops, doing whatever I could to make Adam's life more difficult. And just to be a fucking pest. $2 for See Me Now. Love seeing you working out. God bless, bro. Appreciate the $2 harder. We in this BIH. Come on, man. We're just getting started, bro. I'm doing these treadmill streams every day, every morning. You could, whenever I feel like it. But I've done this is my 5th day in a row. You feel me? I need y'all to fucking support me a little bit. I need more people in here for me to really be super psyched about doing it, but I'm going to be remaining consistent. And I've now done it 5 days in a row, and it feels good, and it kind of helps me vent and get my head straight. So then when I do go on No Jumper, I don't feel the need to fucking interrupt or talk as much, because if you really want to hear me speak from the soul and you want to shout to Hayward once again, South Stack, Tennyson Road, all that, if you want to hear me speak, you can watch me here, you feel me? Yeah, dig. Oh no, I do not losing all my hair. I've been out hair for a long ass time, homeboy. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Congratulations on your 3 years, brother. That is dope. Shouts to See Me Now, going crazy with his 3 years. Trace Años, come on, fool. With that being said, then this fool. So like, yeah, Ralph is just like doing a bunch of bitch made shit. Like, I'm over the studio, wanting to do my own thing. And the whole goal everybody had for me at No Jumper was get back to No Jumper. All my people, I feel like they wanted it more than me. Now, and Ralph was always like a very negative. Ralph's dream is to be on No Jumper. Like Ralph literally would like to, my new lawyer Slats with the $2 don't appreciate you gangland. Ralph would literally love to fucking be, like his ambition is to like sit on the Plug Talk set, to be within a close enough proximity that he could get a whiff of Adam's balls. That would be like, Ralph would pay for the girlfriend experience with Adam 22. He is obsessed. This dude one time was working in the kitchen at some event that Adam was next door to, and had fools do like a covert police surveillance video of him walking up. Hey Adam, what's up? It's Ralph. Remember me? I'm that one faggot you don't even care about named Ralph. Hey Adam. But this fool Ralph was always super negative when the idea of being a part of going back to No Jumper was ever brought up. Ralph was always like no, there's no way Adam will ever fuck with Lush again. Lush will never be back on. And it wasn't something that like I necessarily disagreed with, but just like he was so definitive about it and so adamant, like there's no way Lush is ever gonna be there. Adam will never fuck with him. They don't fuck with Lush. He was so sure, right? That like, I didn't realize the extent he would go to try to ensure that reality, because everybody else was like, you know, Rick, You Ain't Hardful, Kenny Malice and You Ain't Hardful worked at the No Jumper store for a brief time. They're showing up, they're at Rick's birthday, or they're at Adam's birthday party. Everyone's like still keeping it cordial with Adam. At a certain point, because I'd been shooting it at him for a long time, I put the gun down. And I'll be honest, bro, you're calling me unemployed? Brother, I work at No Jumper, you stupid, insufferable bitch. I work at No Jumper, I'll be at work in 2 hours. Where the fuck are you gonna be? You fucking loser. Suck my dick, bro. Out my comments with that faggot shit, you mark. The fuck is you talking about? But anyways, so so this fool was like they're super adamant about me getting my job back. And I was like, you know, I didn't really see it, but like I put the guns down, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't wanna put the guns down. I wasn't ready. But they, like, everyone around me was like, yo, you gotta stop the dissing, just leave Adam out of it, stop talking shit. Do you want your fucking job back? And I wasn't even sure if I really wanted it. I didn't even think that it was an option. So I'm like, all right. And then I wind up, yo, I'm back, motherfuckers. Yo, I'm back, motherfuckers. Y'all thought I was gone. Y'all thought I was gone. Bitch, I pay my rent in advance. Hey, how about this, Cirque spent? How about let's play big bank, take little bank. Let's see who's got more money. I guarantee you, I'm balling on your suck ass. Shut your poor ass up in my comments talking shit. Slap the shit out of you. You probably fuck with trannies like Ralph Sinatra, you bitch ass Mark. You'll get shit fucking with me, loser. Fucking J-Cat. Anyways, where was I? So like I wasn't really adamant about getting my job back, but around that time, I wind up dissing Dijon Paul and Almighty Suspects, and it starts doing traction. Kind of decided to do it on a whim. I don't know why, and it goes to show you that, like I said, evil shit works better in this game. You don't get anywhere being nice. You got to be evil. So I saw a moment where I thought that I could do something. So I started talking shit, and it wound up going on Adam's radar. And it led to a series of events of me being asked by Adam to return for an episode of No Jumper. This is when I'm already, right around that time, T-Rail, because I'm starting to get motion again. It's funny the way that works. Fucking T-Rail, the one-armed snake, hits me up and wants me to come on his podcast at that time too. So I'm dealing with Mr. Sanders trying to hit me up, and Adam, right? Now around that time, slightly before then, this is like the most bitch made thing Ralph ever did. Out of nowhere, we haven't heard, I'm still working at the pop-up. I'm over there every day. It's me, Big Rick, and all the boys. We're over there every day, right? Fucking with the pop-up studio. Ralph hasn't been there for months. Ralph's bitch ass hits up fucking Flacco and No Jumper out of nowhere and says, Lush One is fired from the pop-up studio because he didn't pay the electric bill. And he told Rick that. He's like, yo, I told Adam that Lush didn't pay the electric bill and he's got fired from the pop-up studios, and Adam invited me and you to go talk about it on No Jumper. Now Big Rick is like, no, Big Rick, you know, he's always thought it would be cool to, not like his lifelong ambition, but he always thought it would be cool to go on No Jumper. He always thought it would be dope to sit down with Adam or whatever. But still, he's like, bro, I'm not, Lush is my homeboy. A, you're lying. B, Lush is my homeboy. C, I would never slime him out. D, you do what you want, but you're kind of a fucking loser for even attempting to do that. Well, spoiler alert, No Jumper didn't even really want them on the show. But they did allow little boy Ralph the tranny humper to call into the news. The one, you know, the guy who's got the fucked up DNA that doesn't really produce properly. Yeah. That guy. The dude that was raping women in Afghanistan. The dude whose bitch is an escort. Yeah, him. Fuck him. Fuck her. Ralph K. You know what the fuck going on. All right? So, this fool calls in and tries to be like, you know, I feel like obligated to tell Adam because he warned us. Adam warned us not to trust you, not to trust Lush. And I'm hitting on like, yo, Ralph, what the fuck is your bitch ass doing? And he's like, oh, I'll call you later. I'm with the family right now. I'm with the family. Disappears, never wants to have a conversation again. What do? That same day? I go to the pop-up studio and do a podcast. So to prove that what this dude said and what this dude did was a complete lie. He got put on blast. He got exposed as a liar. And his own people fuck with me more than they fuck with him. And then ever since then, I've tried to make it cool with him. I was like, let's go on a hike. I know you're a loser that likes to go on hikes. I've tried to make it cool with him. But you know what he did? He's had literally 10 different Reddit accounts. I just got his account banned. I've stalled him out for so long. Could have been had his account banned from the No Jumper Reddit. But the Boxing Fan 702, look at Boxing Fan 702 and everything that he posts. This is a 50-year-old man obsessed with me. And you want to see the source of my anger? Just go look at that account on Reddit. Then you could look at the fact that he has 15 different YouTube accounts that we've discovered, probably way more. We've discovered 15 accounts. Amongst a lot of those are No Jumper members, and he tries his best to sway consensus and talk shit about me. That's what his life is dedicated to. And I just hit up his bitch and told her what the fuck he's doing, asked her to get her bitch ass husband to stop harassing me, and that's that. At this point, we're gonna need to contact her employers because she doesn't seem to be being very cooperative. I mean, he hasn't posted from that Boxing Fan 702 account, but he still uses several other accounts. I'll tell you this right now, I will shut the fuck down and I will stop shooting at him if he stops. But at this point, I've been wanting to go to his house, you feel me? But I know he'll call the police. He's a cop calling ass bitch, you feel me? So I already know what time it is, but he deserves to have the fucking bad things happen to him. But I'm trying to stall him out. But in a professional capacity under the name Ralph Sinatra, that moniker is gone. Hence, him deleting those pathetic videos off of his YouTube channel. Hence, him deactivating his Instagram. Look at his old Twitter account if you want to see his old Twitter account, the last bastion of Ralph Sinatra left on the internet. Because all that other shit is out of here. And I told him, I wish I had it that I could read. I'll read it to y'all later next stream, maybe the letter and text that I sent to his wife to let him know what a fucking pathetic piece of shit she's married to who's not even hitting it right. You feel me? But yeah, even Jason Love couldn't make an impact in fucking Loose Pussy R. LPR's fucking nasty twat. You feel me? Probably running through Veronica too if we're keeping it honest. But look, I will fucking put the guns down as long as you stop. As long as you stop, there'll be no more. You've already got roasted. Now when you look up the name Ralph Sinatra, which was this like moniker, this dream you had, now all people see is Ralph Sinatra got top from a tranny. That's the first thing that pops up. Ralph Sinatra got top from a tranny. And, you know, I'm not even going to get into your whole tranny arc and your whole other things and your whole cheating arc on your bitch, because none of that really matters. I'm more just tripping on your character as a man and you being a pussy, and you being a sucker, and you being a grown-ass man hiding behind accounts trying to slander me, slander my girl, slander my family, talk about my dead kid. Man, fuck you, homie. All the people that are getting killed by me deserve it. Deserve it. No, you want to talk about unemployment? You know who's unemployed? Ralph. He sits at home, collects government cheese, and is a stay-at-home, pathetic dad to his kid that he openly said, I hate that kid. I wish he was never born. He hates his own son because he was born special needs. What a pathetic. He has the opportunity to bless a beautiful autistic kid and help raise and nurture his growing beautiful mind. And he chooses to say, I hate this kid, and look at him as a burden because he'd rather get topped off from trannies, cosplay like he's a part of hip hop, and fucking hate on his own friends and be a side buster. That's what Ralph Sinatra's all about. So he's removing his digital footprint by the daily and sliding back into obscurity. And I really don't give a fuck what he does as long as he keeps me and my family's name the fuck out of his mouth. And you know, look, his bitch tried to sell a house and was about to, but then the homie who was gonna buy it decided to go with another agent, because why would he want Ralph Sinatra to get the commission? Why would he want Ralph Sinatra to get the commission? Just wrap your head around that real quick. Think about that. Past the Abbey, we're taking Dabbies to the Abbey. So that's pretty much, I'm sure there's a lot of details I'm leaving out, but that's like cocaine bots in the chat. Let me know what y'all think, and if you got any questions regarding Ralph. Real quick also, let's talk about this, the No Jumper Battle Rap event, dealing with that, all right? You can see the thumbnail, that's one of the things I'm thinking about. And of course, I do think it is crazy that these conversations that people are having while incarcerated are now leading to other people not even involved in it losing their bond. So now Lil Durk's bond is denied because he was using other inmates' cell phones. One of the things that was particularly talked about in court was his interview on Luce Cannon's cell phone, which is crazy. He thought he was talking to DJ Academic. Sharice Mills is on the phone as well. I got no problem with Sharice Mills, and it's still free Luce as far as I'm concerned. But it is fucked up that that conversation led to now there being led to the fact that now Lil Durk is getting his bond denied. That's fucking crazy. You feel me? Bro, if you own deeds to houses, get up out my comments then. Why the fuck are you fucking proud? Cool, bro. Cool, you own deeds to houses in fucking Alabama. My rent costs more than fucking all three of your deeds combined. You fucking rural inbred loser. Shut the fuck up and get out of my comments, you faggot. Like, seriously, you think you're fucking cool, bro? Like, a pre-approval letter from a loan officer. How about I get it out the trenches and I get more money than you ever could, and you live in a fucking cheap-ass rural state, I guarantee you. Suck my dick, bro. Suck my dick. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, renting's not good. Let's pay property tax on a fucking shitty fucking house in the middle of nowhere. I would literally rather be homeless and live in the states that y'all live in. Get the fuck out of here. You feel me? Go pay your fucking mortgage. Don't be late. Don't be late on your mortgage. Pay your property tax. Fucking clean the fucking gutters and your aluminum siding and all that shit. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. You're jealous of my life. That's why I'm not talking about yours. You're talking about mine. There's shit you don't like about me because you wish that you could live like me. If you didn't, you wouldn't be saying shit. You'd just be like, haha, look at this fool. But now you got specific critiques. You want to know why? Because you're a jealous, hating ass little fucking goofy. That's why. That's why. You know. So shut your bitch ass up. Slap the shit out you through your phone, fucking faggot. Bitch ass Mark. Shows how green y'all are talking about walk off that meth. Bro, if you think that like I'd be on a treadmill if I'm doing meth, I'd be in my crib jerking off if I was on meth. This is like the least methy thing you could possibly ever do. Yeah, I definitely do enjoy the use of the F slur. It's not meant about gays. It's meant about people like this guy. Straight up fucking lames. Straight up fucking lames. Y'all know what the fuck it is. Bro, what the fuck, bro? Man, I'm gonna, there's a lot of fucking lames in the comments right now. Y'all need to pack these lames out, bro. I ain't even got the energy for them. I'm trying to give y'all some real game. I ain't even gonna deal with this fuck shit right now. You fools get into it with each other, you feel me? Big bot energy, you don't know what the fuck going on. About to get cleaned up, hit no jumper, be on live, work on some music, continue to run it up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm exhausted. I need some time off, but I'm not taking some time off. I'm gonna go even harder. I'm gonna go even crazier. We got a music stream on Sunday. Please run up all the new music. Run up the new germ-free fucking Lush One video, Memphis 2002. Please run up Germ's new album, fucking Shadow Work. Please run up all my new shit. Go crazy. Go crazy. Please. But yeah, that's essentially that's essentially the Ralph Sinatra saga to date. That's where we're at with it right now. There's really not too much more developments. We're kind of gonna wait to see what him and his dumbass. Because like, hey, his bitch didn't want drama to come her way. He brought drama your way. He want to talk about my bitch. He want to talk about my family. He want to talk negative. Hey, I got smoke for everybody you're related to, homie. $2 more from Khalil. Thank you, brother. He said, you saw Rich Grinder acting like a female? I mean, Rich Grinder typically acts like a female. So I'm not surprised, but I don't know. Maybe you could tell me what specifically you're referring to this time. I mean, my diss track has been a huge embarrassment for him. Everything I've said about him has been a huge embarrassment. I mean, him losing everybody that's beefing with me is losing. Do y'all not see that? They're losing. And it's all shit that they started. It's all shit that they started. Oh, I got a lot to say, little boy. Oh, I got a lot to say to all you. Matter of fact, you know who don't got shit to say? None of y'all. If y'all was in my face, you'd be like, oh, Lush, let me get a pic. I'm a big fan. Let me dome you up. My bitch want to sit on your lap. Okay, this is crazy. $2 from Khalil. He said, wow, he was messaging Charisse as Tasha K. I mean, at this point, Rich Grinder should just come out the closet because he's literally moving like a straight female. He acts like a bitch. He essentially is a bitch. I'll fucking leave him alone and I'll give him respect for embracing his truth. And it would make all these actions make so much more sense. So much more sense. I mean, little boy, I'm gonna let you know like this. Everywhere I go, people take pictures with me. Everywhere I go, I get recognized. I'm a fucking legend. Like, I don't know what the fuck what dumbass warped perception you think you have of reality. But you feel me? I am a joint. You are a nothing. I am a legend. You are a nobody. I am a legend. You are a watcher. You're an observer. I'm a curator. I'm a creator. I'm a line pusher. You're an acceptor. You're a watcher. You're a clicker. You're a button clicking liker. That's what you are, brother. No, we know that there's some bitch ass lames in the chat right now. We know Ralph Sinatra in the chat hiding. We know Rich Grinder's boyfriend's in the chat hiding. We know what the fuck going on. Yeah, free Palestine all motherfucking day. If you don't know now, you know. Peace in the Middle East, straight the fuck up. Yeah, I don't Magic Man, I'm gonna assume you're from like a third world country and don't really know what's going on. Like, you're like so out of touch with society the way you're typing. You're definitely from a crucial foreign land, brother. I gotta be honest. What is you talking about? Like the feds, bro? Like you literally would snitch. I have literally gone out of my way to never cooperate. The fuck is your dumb bitch ass talking about? Yeah, fuck all countries if I'm being honest. Yeah, if this dude is just saying wild shit, he's talking about Lush, lost his job. I'm literally got work in 2 hours. Fucking dumbass, bro. Yeah. Y'all are cute. We got the dirty batch today. This is like, we definitely got the dirty batch in this chat today. I'm not gonna lie. We got the dirty batch in here. Oh, you're a loan officer. That's cool, bro. That's cool. Go be a loan officer somewhere else then, fucking loser. Give a fuck if you a loan. Is that supposed to is that like supposed to be some type of badge of approval? Like, wow, bro. Cool. You're a loan officer. You sit in an office, wear a tie, and push fucking buttons. Sounds fucking tight. Thank God I've done everything in my power to not be like you. I've done everything in my, thank God I'm not a loan officer. I would rather be fucking homeless. I can't think of a worse fate than having such a pathetic existence. Why don't you go fucking work with you know what? If you're a loan officer, go get some head from Veronica Sinatra. That's what you should do. All right? Weird ass fools, bro. Weird ass fools. Weird ass fools. I love y'all. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. We got like some of the biggest, like literally the biggest collection. Shouts to the real ones. There's definitely a collection of fucking J-Cats in here. I'm here for it. Thank you for running my numbers up. I appreciate all y'all. We gonna be on No Jumper in 2 hours. Oh no, I am not Ralph Sinatra and not you. You feel me? Like, bro, if you're so happy with being a fucking loan officer, just do that shit. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, police. What? Your job has officer in it. Mine doesn't. That's cool, bro. Go be a faggot somewhere else. Chill spill, bro. You a bitch. You a motherfucking bitch. Straight up. Battle rap MMA league. It's a lot of touching, but it could be cool. It could be cool. The minions are always fine. I got the minions on deck. Don't trip about that. Bunch of shouts to all the real ones. Shouts to Sandwich. Shouts to Ewall. Shouts to Old John Crow. Shouts to fucking JT. Shouts to Guwap. No, chicken wing. I make about 10 times the money you said. Shouts to all the trill ones. Y'all know what the fuck going on. Ralph Sinatra, I know you in the chat right now being a pathetic bitch. Guess what? I think it's time to expose Veronica some more. Now, the more shit Ralph talks, the more Veronica's gonna have to deal with it. Because it doesn't hurt when you get hurt, so now I gotta come after your bitch and let the world see what a hooker she is. Veronica, the escrow escort. She's next. All right, Ralph, you got it your way, buddy. You got it your way. But with that being said, this hopefully provided a little bit of insight as to why I felt the need to show that he got top from a tranny and make all these jokes about him and why he's the big bitch that he is. Ralph Sinatra, forever known as bitch. Well, we don't say I gotta take a shit anymore. We say I gotta take a Ralph Sinatra. Yo, excuse me, I'll be back in a minute. I gotta take a Ralph Sinatra. All right. With that being said, appreciate all the love. Run it up, you feel me? Lush Uno, Meth Drip Lamar, the domestic whip crasher, the flies junkie, running it up, not playing, not taking no shots, not giving a fuck about nothing. We about this biatch, out this biatch. Ooh, cocaine bots in the chat before I dip. Flood the chat with cocaine bots before I dip. Flood the chat with cocaine bots before I dip. Flood the chat with cocaine bots before I dip. Flood the chat with cocaine bots before I dip. Yo, shouts to the Badlands, you already know. You feel me? This was weird as fuck. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. What the fuck? Look at this. Look at this. I see a lot of fucking I see a lot of cocaine bots. A lot of cocaine bots. Whew. Cocaine bots in the chat. We got some 5'2" Honduran really mad as well. 5'2" Honduran that tries to work out. Don't think I don't see you too, Javier, bitch. You're a bitch, Javier. With that being said, whew, appreciate all the love, and we about this motherfucker. See y'all soon.